Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the QQE indicator.
But before we do, if you have not watched my first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that right now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team, and as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down in the description below. You can also find a link to our Discord server, so that way we can all discuss testing indicators and building our trading system. And lastly, you can find a link below to TradingView. If you sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money using the link below.
Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the QQE indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 99 indicators, and out of those 99 indicators, 35 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 35 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, as I said, today's indicator is the QQE indicator. It's a relatively straightforward indicator. I actually have two that I've placed here on the chart. And the reason why I did that was one is a QQE signal. And so if you see where the price action has these tags on them for short and long, so that is actually the QQE signal indicator. And then down here at the bottom, I have the actual QQE, so that way you can see what it looks like. Now, I didn't check. Let me double check and make sure. Let's see, 14, 5. Yeah, the inputs are a little bit different. And so, but let me do this at least. It is really hard to see in its current state. So there we go. Alright, so I bumped up the contrast on, or the visibility on those colors, and I increased the line width on them, so that way you can see the QQE a lot clearer. And so I do believe that the settings are slightly different from this QQE down at the bottom and this one at the top, the signals. And you can see that there are different inputs here on this one. Let's see. I guess not so much. Let's see if we can just bounce them back and forth. Let's see. So there is a fast. And there's a fast there. And then there's slow. Yeah, it doesn't quite. The inputs are slightly different from one to the other. I'm sure if I sat here and played with it long enough, I'd narrow it out. And I'm sure there are probably some of you who are a little bit more willing to break down which inputs line up with each other, or if they even can. But it's close enough that we can work with it. I just noticed that there are a few times that the signals don't quite match completely. And so I was just trying to, yeah, it seems like this one is just a tad bit quicker, maybe. The one on bottom. And so, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the one on top here, and basically just making it easy on us so that way it flags or labels out where we should be going short and where we should be going long, so that way we don't have to necessarily trade it by the bottom here. But essentially, when you look at the QQE, you have the yellow line here, and that's kind of our signal line. Then you have the green and the red lines here, and the thought process on this is the red and green lines are defining the direction in which you should be looking to take the trade. And the yellow line is defining the signal or the exact point that you should take the trade. And so, for example, you can see that the red line, let's use this area right here as an example. This area right here where I've marked off, you can also see, whoops, there we go. So you can see that it follows all the way down through in there. You can see at this point right here on the QQE, you can see that the red line overtakes the green line, indicating that a downtrend is in play, basically. Now we need to wait for a defined signal that we should actually be going short, and the momentum, is in our favor, basically, or the trend, I guess I should say. And so then we would wait for the yellow line here to break out to the downside. And so we have red on top of the green, and we have yellow breaking down below the green here. And that would be a signal to go short. And if you see here, this is what I mean. On the indicator itself, it technically gave the signal there on this candle, but our top indicator, the QQE signals, actually gave it on this candle right here. So it seems to be a slight bit delayed. But basically, like I said, that's how you would read the QQE in itself. And so you see here in this area over here, let me erase these. There we go. So you see in this area over here, the QQE has actually broke out at the same time the cross took place of the green and red. The green broke above the red, and at the same time the yellow, the signal line, broke out to the upside. And so in that scenario, we have green above red, saying it would be a long trend, and the yellow signal line breaking out, confirming that that trend is valid and we should be taking a trade at that point. So Like I said, pretty simple stuff, not too difficult to understand, but it's always easier if you just have a very clear defined tag that says short or long, tells you when you should do it. So, all right, let's get on with the testing process here, see what we can get out of the QQE. Plugging along here, got our first signal right there on that candle. Came down a little bit there, did not stop us out, and it did make it up and gave us first take profit for a winning trade. All right, we'll continue on here. It's plugging along, plugging along, plugging along. And another thing to note is that there are moments where the signal line crosses down in between the green line and the red line. That could also be viewed as weakness in the trend, that the trend might be weakening and getting ready to reverse, which could play a role in watching price action, trying to see what price action might be doing. And we're plugging along here. And there we go. We got a signal to go short. Let's play it out a little bit here. Unfortunately, that thing just took right off up out of there, stopping us out. Then it gave us another signal there, long signal. I'm not sure if we made its take profit. I don't think we did. Let's see, we're about 130. Yeah, we did. We got take profit on that one. There we go. Give us a short signal right here. Then it turned around and just blasted right up and out. So that would have been a losing trade. Alright, continue on here. You can see here, price action, we've made a long, hard push up here. We had a strong pullback here. It was rejected, then another push up. And now you can see that it's starting to reject this area again. You can see here that the QQE, the signal line, has broke down below the green line, and so we've technically gotten a signal down here on this one, not quite one on our signal yet. Let's see what happens. Wow, I don't know what happened there. Oh, I see. I don't think what it's doing is it is signaling yeah. So that could have been, I guess, technically a continuation if you wanted to. That's something that we also have to keep in mind when we are looking at these indicators, is that it's not a bad idea to try to identify a continuation signal that your trading system will be able to provide. Because there will be times where you get stopped out a little bit prematurely and the trend continues back in the direction you wanted to go in, and at that point you're kind of sitting on the sidelines. It is always good to have a continuation signal that tells you that you should be jumping back in on a specific trend that's taking place. Picked up a long signal right there. Looks like we might have gotten ourselves stopped out there. 187 and 165. Yep. Unfortunately, got us stopped out there. And here's another instance where this could be a continuation here. I've never played with the QQE enough to really set it up that way, but it's possible. Yeah, look at that. We would have gotten into profit there. Same way over here, we would have gotten into profit when it did this little pullback area right here, and then broke back out. All right, it's going for a short now, and is it gonna make it? Oh, it's chopping along. I think, yeah, I think we might have gotten it. I don't think we got stopped out. Nope, we did not. And we eventually got the short for a win. Took a lot of time to get there, but it did. It's pushing down hard now. It's doing this little pattern right here where it pulls back in between the two lines and then comes down. Seems to be creating a little bit of a divergence pattern right there. I'm not sure how well it is at creating divergence, but seemed to like it. All right. It's a long signal. And, ooh, that's close. Let's play it forward a little bit. See if it, there we go. Yeah, we got it on that one. All right, moving on here. It's got a short going. Definitely think it stopped us out there, though. There. Yep. 200. No good there. We're not too far from the end of the year. Keep plugging along with it here. Got a long there. Came down. Unfortunately, stopped us out. It is just plugging along here. There it goes. Finally started to take off to the upside. And, yep, skipped over the year there. So that is the end of the year there. Let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 11 trades altogether, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades. And so, yeah, that's not gonna meet the 60% requirement, unfortunately. It's gonna go on the no list. You know, I'm kind of torn about this one because I don't feel like it is a horrible indicator. I feel like it was definitely calling signals in, you know, in a relatively timely manner. It was catching sometimes a little too quick, but it was definitely catching these trends as they were forming. Just in some cases, they were getting it's getting faked out. on these entries. Seems like if we were to slow it down just a little bit, give it a little bit more time to confirm, then it might be able to work a little bit better, or even, let's see, short there, long there. I mean, even looking at it, it might not even make a bad exit indicator. I mean, it's a little quick. Like I said, I wish it gave a little bit more breathing room. But yeah, when it comes to calling, points of reversals kind of at the bottom, it seems to do a relatively decent job. I mean, if you were in this trend here, let's see, let's just dial into this a little bit. So this one right here, if you were in that trade from there to there, you can see that it called a long right here, which you could say that would be your signal to exit. And you can see that's not too far from the bottom before this thing took back off in the other direction. I mean, that's about as close as you can get to the bottom. I mean, yeah, it's 177 pips. The euro Canadian dollar moves a lot, and so 177 pips seems like a lot, but it's not that much. And so that wouldn't be a horrible exit indicator on this backside. And so yeah, again, sometimes it calls a little prematurely, but again, let's say you were in on this trade right here. Obviously, you didn't quite catch it because it called it too soon over here on this side, but let's say you did catch it up here towards the top and you rode this down. That's not a horrible place to exit right there. And then, of course, that was a strong pullback area, and then it continued back down in this area. And again, that wouldn't be a bad area to exit the trade. Same thing back on this side as you're coming up here. You're not giving back a whole lot at that point. The problem that we have with exit indicators is that often they are so slow to react that you end up giving back a quarter or more of the move. And so, if you're giving back a quarter or a third of the overall move that it made, then that's a lot of profit you're losing. And so, yeah, that's a possibility. And so, unfortunately, it wouldn't make a good entry indicator. And so one thing that we've been discussing on the Discord server is isolating out indicators for different purposes. And it gets a little tricky to do that because, I mean, the videos are already rather long enough just, testing for an entry signal, and then having to dig even deeper to judge how good it would be as an exit indicator or how good it would be as a volume indicator, starts really adding a lot more extra steps into the testing process on the videos. But with that being said, it is something that we do need to keep an eye out for. It's something that I started initially in the beginning kind of isolating out indicators as I was testing them to see, um, what area they might be good for. But I typically only did that with the winners, not losers. And so, it's definitely a possibility that we could have a losing indicator that works, in a different aspect. And so, that's something that I'm starting to think a little bit more about. And I have to tell you, you know, this one right here, I don't think would be that horrible of an exit indicator. And so I might start keeping a list of, looking a little bit deeper into an indicator after I fully test it, even if it is a losing indicator, and keeping a list of potentials, we will say, potential for momentum, or potential for exit, or a potential for filtering out ranging markets. Again, this is what we discussed. This was an idea of one of the members on our Discord threw out there, and so definitely isn't all accredited to me. I don't want to pass off people's ideas as my own. And so, again, another reason why, if you haven't joined our Discord, you definitely need to do that. I mean, we're really starting to pick up a good deal of members, and we're starting to have good discussions and ideas, bouncing ideas off of each other, and really dissecting where we're going to go with this whole situation, and how we're going to go about fully doing it. And so, yeah, if you haven't joined us on Discord, do it. Click the link down below. It's absolutely free. It's basically a live chat where we're all just discussing things. And so, yeah, with that being said, that's what I think I'm going to do with this one. It's going to go on the no list for an entry indicator, but I think I'm going to put it in the list of potential exit indicators that we could play around with. So, all right, that's what we're doing now. I am going to end the video now, and we will move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView, and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you